Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Peshawar Model Degree College Online Lecture Room. This is Miss Fatma Shakir, and today we are going to read about a poem that is titled as Cargoes. Before letting you know what a cargo is, let's come and know about John Masefield. John Masefield is the poet of this poem, and he was an English poet and a writer, and besides that, he was a poet laureate from 1930 till 67. Now, what is the poet laureate? A poet laureate is a member who is appointed by a king or a queen in order to write about public occasions. So he was one amongst them. And besides that, he has written famous novels titled as The Midnight Folk and The Box of Delights. Okay, so you must be wondering that the poem is titled as Cargoes, but here we are discussing alliteration. Yes. First of all, we will be discussing alliteration. The reason for alliteration is because alliteration is the repetition of a consonant word in a sentence. So you can see that there are some words that are just resembling to each other. How? For example, you can see the first example, that is home to haven. Not heaven, okay? Heaven is paradise. This is haven. Haven means port. In Urdu, you call it bandargah. Then you can see sweet white wine, salt-caked smokestack, mat march, road rail, tin trays. Now you can see that the first word of each word is just a similar one. So this is known as alliteration. There is a very common line in one of the poem, and that is giving a beautiful example of alliteration, which is 5 lines meandering in a mazy motion. So meandering, mazy motion. You can see that M is repeated. So this is alliteration. Okay, cargoes. Let's see what cargoes is all about. Dear students, this is a poem that is really the simplest one. You can see the words in the poem that they are a bit, you could say, oh, they are new words for us. But no, it's actually the simplest poem because you can see that one ship is sailing in each stanza. And there are different types of ships that are discussed. They belong to different time period, okay? For example, the first one, it rose around the land of Old Testament, such as before Christ. It means related to Jesus Christ. It means that before Jesus Christ, a cargo used to come. From where and where? We will be reading it in the first stanza. Then he says that the second one that rose across the Atlantic Ocean between 15th and 18th century. Which century is it now? Yes, 21st. So it means that, oh, many hundred years before this ship is discussed. And the third one that rose through English Channel. English mean the British, okay? At the time when poem was written, such as the turn of 20th century. So this refers over here to the time period of the poet that he has written. Okay, so it is all about history of ships. It is all about the empire, about shipping consumption. Shipping consumption means what that ship or what that cargo used to bring and for who it used to bring. For Masefield, he believes everything has changed. Now ships are they are arriving, but they are with different names, with different climates, and with different destinations. And this is really true. He believes that now cargoes are for people, whereas before they were for kings and queens. Here he wants to highlight this point that before that, when cargoes used to come, they used to come only for the royals. But now they are coming not only for the royals, rather every man, a common man, he is having access to cargoes. So this shows that he is feeling this thing a lot. Okay, stanza 1 ship is a quinquereme. Quinquereme means a ship, right? And he believes that, he says, quinquereme from Nineveh. Nineveh, it's a capital city of Assyria. So he believes that a ship used to come from Nineveh, and then from Nineveh to distant Ophir. Now, distant means far. And Ophir, what is Ophir? Ophir, it's a port, a bandargah that is mentioned in Bible. So it is believed that the ship was constructed in Nineveh. So he says that a ship used to come from Nineveh, and from Nineveh it comes to distant Ophir. In that Nineveh it comes from distant Ophir. And he says it used to reach Palestine. And when it to reach the Palestine, so then it used to bring different items. That cargo would be bringing some special items. And what were those items, and for who they used to bring those items? They used to bring it for who? For King Solomon. And who is King Solomon? He is named as Sulaiman alayhi salam in our religion. So he says that that ship was an expensive one because luxurious items were brought along that route. And what it used to bring? It used to bring ivory. Now, what is ivory? Ivory is considered as the teeth of an elephant, and it is believed that those were used for King Solomon's throne, according to Bible, okay, not us. And they says that they used to bring apes and peacocks as well. Apes mean monkeys. In order to please King Solomon, people from distant Ophir or from Nineveh, they would be sending special gifts for King Solomon. And he says that they used to bring sandalwood, cedarwood, and sweet white wine. So this is all about the first stanza. Now let me summarize it for you again. What is the first ship bringing? It is bringing gold, it is bringing apes, it is bringing ivory, it is bringing peacocks, it is bringing sandalwood, cedarwood, sweet white wine. And these all items were not brought for a single common man. Rather, they were brought for some royals, for some special people. And who they were? They were King Solomon, right? So the ship's goal is a happy one. For Palestine is a safe haven and its skies are sunny. Here he mentions that the ship from Nineveh, it would come from Nineveh, and in Nineveh there was a port, okay, named as Ophir. So it would come from Ophir and it would reach Palestine, and it would bring a cargo would come of animals and birds and words and wine. Okay, so this was all about the first one. Now coming to the second one. In the second stanza, he believes that he comes to the 16th or 17th century and he changes its focus to West Indies. He says that now again a ship is coming, but that ship is coming from where? Stately Spanish galleon coming from Isthmus. Now Isthmus, it is considered as a narrow land in mid and sea to the left and right, okay? So he believes that now, so he believes that now there is a galleon. Galleon means a warship. He's saying that galleon is coming from Isthmus. And from Isthmus, it is coming back to Spain. When it reaches Spain, what it is going to bring? Okay, so he believes that when these ships, they would come, so they would bring precious stones, and those stones would be brought for the Spanish royalty and nobility, okay? In the beginning, they used to bring it for who? For King Solomon. Now, they are going to bring it for who? They are going to bring it for the Spanish royals, means the kings and queens. And what these ships would be bringing? Dear students, these ships would be bringing stones of different kinds, of different colors, and they would be the precious one, obviously. How? They would be bringing emeralds. Emeralds is a sea green color stone. They would be bringing amethyst. Amethyst is a purple color. It is not to be pronounced as amethyst or something like that, okay? It is to be pronounced as amethyst. Besides that, they used to bring topazes and cinnamon and gold moedo. Now, this is not moeder. You can see it in a text in the second stanza. It is actually moedo. And what is moedo? Moedo is a Portuguese gold coin. So it shows that these ships, they did not bring any animals or woods or you could say something else. Rather, they just used to bring the special and the precious stones, and they used to bring cinnamon. Cinnamon is darchini, you call it in Urdu. And they used to bring gold stones. Okay, so this was all about the second stanza. Coming to the last one. Now he mentions a ship that belongs to Britain, means the England and all that. So coming back to the first and second stanza, you have seen that they were brought for royals. Now the British ship, it is not over there brought for a royal one. Rather, it's a small ship and that is carrying goods along a coastline. And besides that, he is now describing that these ships are really an untidy one because they used to move through the English Channel and they used to bring wood for fireplaces and coal mine and all that. So he actually mentions over here that the ships that were bringing the special items in the beginning, such as before Christ and then in the 17th and 16th century. Now they are the same cargoes, but they are not coming with some special items for some special people. Rather, now it has become accessible to every common man, and you could say useless items are brought here. Coal is brought here, wood is brought in this one, and it is just like, according to him, he believes that this is something not special. He believes that metal rails are brought over here in order to build railroad tracks, and you could say cheap tin trays are brought. I mean to say that he mentions that now they have become so, you could say, common, that they bring common things. So he thinks that the first two time periods, they were the outstanding one, because they used to bring something special for a person who was a special one, whereas now they are just, you could say, bringing something that is just not liked or loved by this man. So he believes this thing over here. Okay, now you can see over here that everything that I mentioned, it's just described here, so you can take points from these one in order to write the critical appreciation for this poem as well. Okay, so he believes that now they carries material from one part of Britain to other, and the main important thing is the first ships, they used to come from, you could say, a different country to some special country. For example, from Isthmus to Spain, from Nineveh to, you could say, Palestine. Now he says it is the same ship and it is traveling in one part and moving to another one, and it's just Britain. He means to say that now they have become so common, and they are not beautiful, and they are not for royals, and those traveled in sunny days, these one are traveling in mad March days. It is just, you could say, an idea that he has used for March. And he says that trade was a business for best people at that time, but now it has become a dirty business for masses only. So it is the country of factories now. The main point that you must be thinking why this man is writing all about cargoes, dear students. It's all about, he wants to focus over here that now people have become materialistic. Everyone wants money, and due to that, this thing has just spread all over. So what ships carry, it reflects the culture, the government, the lifestyle, the technology of civilization over the centuries, and so on. Dear students, this was the end of the lecture. I hope I had made it clear to you, and you are supposed to write and explain each stanza with reference to the places mentioned, okay, such as Nineveh to Palestine and so on. The rest is your task. You're supposed to learn the vocabulary as well and compare and contrast the three cargoes, right? So this was all about your lecture for today. Thank you so much.